end of the month of October, and I'm rounding it off with a video on the latest releases, right? So it's gonna be two, right? This is part one. There's gonna be a part two, just to avoid the video being too long, right? So first up, from the Lionel Messi's line of fragrances, he sort of started quite late in the fragrance, business, compared to Cristiano Ronaldo, who's got tons of fragrances out there. So I think this is the second one. The initial one was the EDT, Messi EDT. I don't know what it was. I don't quite remember. But this one is the Platinum, the Eau de Parfum Platinum Eau de Parfum. It's an aromatic and woody fragrances, as they describe it. And then top notes are bergamot, cooling water accord, coconut. And then the base, you've got a violet leaf, lavender bud, clary sage. And then that's the mint, right? That's the heart. Violet leaf, lavender bud, clary sage. And then the base, the bottom, you've got vetiver root, teak wood, and mineral amber, right? So it's an aromatic, woody fragrance, right? So cooling water accord, never seen that note before, but hey, there's a first time for everything. So yeah, so Messi Platinum EDP, right? So the next one from a tried and tested Middle Eastern clone house that's always pushing stuff out, from the house of Lattafa, it's the Asad Elixar, right? So Asad, the popular clone of Christian Dior's Sauvage Elixir. So this one is the Asad, right? So aromatic, spicy, and wooden fragrance is how they describe it. Top notes of pink pepper, saffron, grapefruit. And then the mid, you've got tobacco, cedarwood, vanilla. And then the base, patchouli, olibanum, cashmere, and dry amber, right? So another powerhouse, right? The Asad, the original Asad, is a powerhouse, right? It's one of those strong, super strong, and very close to the original Dior Sauvage Elixir fragrance, right? So another great one. Looking forward to this. Probably the price is always good, price is always good. Expect to pay around about, at least initially, 500 rands, or the equivalent of $25, right? So yeah, Lattafa, Asad, Elixir, right? The next two from the house of Rasasi, right? From the Hawas range, right? This range, this line from Rasasi, I've even lost track, right? I was trying to follow the releases, but yeah, I think I've missed two, right? So, but here goes, right? So the first one, Rasasi Hawas Verde, right? So this one is brand spanking new. Even the full note breakdown is not available, but what we can gather from now, it's an aromatic, amber, and green fragrance with keynotes of green apple, lime, and amber, right? So very new. Definitely gonna be a banger, right? I've got the original Elixir and I love it, and I killed the bottle in a few weeks, right? So definitely it's a line of Hawas range, is a line of fragrances that I'll be diving deeper into. I've ordered a couple, still coming through, so you'll be seeing it on the channel, right? And then the next one from the Hawas line of fragrances is Viper, right? And I first saw this and I'm like, yeah, no, that looks like snake skin. Love the packaging. Notes here: saffron, cannabis, thyme, green note, and Divana at the top. And then mid, you've got tobacco, coffee, cinnamon, raspberry, and violet. And then the base, you've got tonka, musk, and green balsam, right? So not green balsam, Gujan balsam, right? So I'm seeing notes that I really like here, so I'm getting excited. Definitely it's gonna end up in my collection, right? So I love the note of saffron there at the top, the tobacco, coffee, cinnamon blend there, the raspberry, and then the tonka and the base, musk. I'm gonna love this one. I can tell without even having smelt it. I know I'm gonna love it, right? So yeah, those are the two from Rasasi. It's Verde and Viper from the Hawas line, right? And then the last two here from a high-end niche brand from the house of Xerjoff. It's P.18 and P.70, right? Both of these are, listed as unisex. So here goes, right? The first one, Xerjoff P.18. It's a citrus and mossy and powdery fragrance, right? Let's look at the notes. Top notes: bergamot, Turkish rose, and violet, right? And then the mid, you've got jasmine, cloves, and amber. And then the base, you've got vanilla, oak moss, and musk, right? So yeah, citrus, mossy, and powdery. I was expecting a bit of iris here, but they don't seem to have the iris here. Hopefully, most probably the musk is the one that brings about the powdery vibe, right? So musk can sometimes come across a very powdery, right? All right, and then the next one, P.18, Xerjoff P.18, right? Fruity, floral, and spicy fragrance, right? So top notes here are bergamot, mango, violet, and Turkish rose. I think similar to the above, so very interesting. The only difference is the mango. Above there's no mango, just bergamot, Turkish rose, and violet, but here the note of mango comes in, right? So, and then the mid, you've got clove, amber, jasmine, and leather, right? So that's where it starts leaning very manly, very masculine. Then the base, you've got tobacco, very masculine, and then oak moss, vanilla, and Peru balsam, right? Peru balsam. Not sure. Yeah, the balsam from Peru, right? So yeah, that's P.18 and P.70 from the house of Xerjoff. So yeah, that concludes it for the first part one for month of end of October new fragrance releases. Till next time, please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below of which one on this list gives you a bit of excitement, right? For me, it would be the Rasasi Hawas Viper, and obviously the Lattafa Asad Elixar, right? So yeah. So till the next video, the part 2 will follow this one.